Every night I get to come out and share the gospel in the midst of the artists, probably 2/3 of the way through the night. They shut everything down, and I get to take the stage right in the middle of these arenas and just give a message about Jesus and knowing Him and following Him. And the goal is really to challenge believers who are coming, hopefully to take a next step in their faith. But obviously for those that are coming in any room where there's more than 1,000 people, which sometimes is 20,000, there's a lot of people there who don't have a relationship with God at all. And so it's really our prayer, and at the heart of this thing is that those people would have the opportunity to come to know Christ and begin that relationship that really changes everything. So that's what I get to do every night. And beyond that, I get to kind of lead the tour, help in prayer, and help kind of pastoring the artists. We also, the ministry I lead at Pulse does all the behind the scene ministry work of follow-up and social media integration and text messaging, all to help people grow after the events. So we organize prayer teams and youth pastor meetings and a lot of things before and after Winter Jam. We just need to figure out in any generation what's the language of culture and how do we speak that language well. And obviously with something so important as somebody coming to know Jesus and having questions about God, we want to help make sure that the conversation doesn't end, that this isn't just a few hours one night and then some big decision and then, hey, good luck, we'll see you later. So what we try to do is obviously to get those people connected. That's why we engage with the local church. That's why we give them a Gospel of John. That's why we give them devotions. But right away we get text message response in where we give them the opportunity in real time to have conversations with people. So you could be sitting in an arena in Nashville and having questions about God, and somebody's literally responding to you right then while you're in your seat, even asking questions about my message or about a song lyric. You could be discussing something serious that's going on in your life. So we've taken the old school idea of having a counselor or somebody there to pray, and we've made that kind of digital, right? And so people are just available, but they're all around the nation praying for us as we're in these cities, and then dialoguing and available for phone conversations or text messaging. And then obviously connecting them, to networks and groups and churches, helping figure out, hey, where do you live? How can we find a church that's near you? Maybe you need a recovery group. We work a lot with Celebrate Recovery or Teen Challenge or different things like this. And it's just powerful to see that what a lot of people would say is something that's so non-social in terms of the technology, how it can actually be used for the most personal thing imaginable, right? To help somebody journey with Christ and get connected to a community that cares. Totally. Well, I believe this is a generation that's hungry for more, and they're searching for meaning. Man, you see it everywhere, the music lyrics, the movies that are out, all kinds of like supernatural things, whether it's, vampires or whether it's, The Walking Dead or whether it's just whatever. There's just kind of this fascination with paranormal and spirituality really is just a very hot topic. So where people might be turned off by the term Christianity or the Bible, you talk about Jesus and people are like, yeah, he's a controversial figure, he's interesting, he's kind of a rebel, he's kind of a radical. And so I just really believe that communicating the gospel today, these kids are hungry to know Jesus, that he was a real person, that he did come in the flesh, that he experienced the suffering and the pain that we go through, that he understands, that he sympathizes with our need, and that he cares, that he's not some distant God who doesn't care, but he's a God who came in the midst of us and knows it all and knows everything we've done and still loves us. And so I think in the midst of all the noise and all the chaos, there's a longing among teenagers and young adults today to know a real community and to know a real relationship and intimacy. And really, there's no better place to experience that than Jesus. And so, man, that's really the message that we're bringing. And while a lot of people would say, oh man, these kids aren't interested, they're tuning out, I would actually say the opposite is true. I think these kids are hungrier than maybe any generation before. People say this is an unchurched generation, a biblically illiterate generation, and they look at all the negative trends. I just see that all as it's an opportunity for God's light to shine in the darkness. And it's a beautiful thing to see as the light's coming on for an entire generation. They're being reset back to Jesus.